So yeah, Gears is coming to PlayStation, PS5. It's kind of like a remaster. I guess you could say it is a remaster. Honestly, it has like HDF, like they HDFI it a little bit more. They have a beta going on right now. If you want to check out like the multiplayer beta, but I think you have to reserve it to get the beta.
Ah,
And it's supposed to come out in August. But yeah, this is big because Gears is Xbox's baby next to Halo, and it's coming to PlayStation. Xbox is trying to change things up a little bit, I guess you can say, because they haven't really won the console war, so
no.
they're trying something different now. They're letting some of their games come to PlayStation.
Well,
But
here's
yeah,
the thing, though. If you think of, PS6 is supposedly gonna be released soon.
yeah, people are talking about it. It's rumors about that they're obviously working on it, and we already know PlayStation's working on it. Just a matter of when it's gonna drop. I feel like this generation of consoles have been like it's been weird because I have a PS5 and I feel like I haven't really played anything that made me say, "Oh, I got a PS5." You know what I mean? Like, I mean, there was some good ones, Returnal, Astrobot, and a few other little games here and there and stuff
The
like
cat
that.
one that you were playing,
Yeah,
Stray.
yeah. Stray was good. So there was a few good games, but nothing that was like made me look at it and be like, man, this generation is amazing. Nothing made me feel that way. This generation was fun. We had some good games, but this
Well,
generation because
no,
of
no, Spider-Man. That one you raved about.
oh yeah, I forgot. Yeah, okay, the new Spider-Man was good. That was good. I mean, there was good games. Let me take that back. And I know I'm going to get struck down in the comments. There was good games. It's not saying that there wasn't. I just felt like the jump that we got from PS4 to PS5, from Xbox One to Xbox Series consoles, was very weird. It's very different. Like if you look at how things went from PS3 to PS4, from Nintendo to Super Nintendo, from Sega to Sega Saturn or N64, whatever the case may be from Nintendo. Like when you made those generational leaps, you felt those generational leaps. And I feel like now we're getting to this stage where technology is just so advanced when it comes to gaming that it just feels like the leaps from console to console generation is different now. It's now I feel like it's more than just the graphics because how much more can you do with graphics at this point? You know what I mean? Besides maybe frame rate or maybe add extra features to the console, so on and so forth. It's
Yeah,
getting
but
to the point that
I will argue frame rate because Spider-Man is locked at 30 and it plays flawless.
yeah.
Yeah, I argue frame rate.
Yeah, I feel like frame rate is where it's going, which I feel like honestly I think consoles are starting to turn into PCs now. Because if you look at a lot of these consoles, that's what they're pushing. They're saying, "Hey, look how much frames we can get." Before it was, look at
How
we're going
smooth
from
it is.
how smooth it is, the graphics are going from 1080 to 4K, and so on and so forth. And PlayStation 5 has 8K on their box, which obviously they're not doing 8K. That was just like a marketing push. So I think they're just doing away with the whole 8K thing and say, hey, let's just see how close we can get to 4K 60 frames per second or 4K 120 frames per second. Basically, let's see how close we can get to a PC, in your living room, essentially.
Well, here's what I think happened. What after PS5 released, there was a jump in technology. So when that jump happened, instantly the PS5 and the Xbox, whatever version it was, felt a little outdated. And I think that's what happened. Because if you look at the Mac, you're going from the Intel chips to the M1 chips to the M
Hmm.
chips. That was a huge leap, you know? And I think
Yeah,
that kind of tech happened, that kind of leap happened all throughout tech, except for the graphics cards. I think they've kind of staled out. They've kind of like leveled out.
I agree. I agree. I don't know. I just feel like this generation was weird, and just talking about PS6, new Xbox. It feels weird to me. It's like I don't feel like we really had a chance to really dive into the PS5, really look at the power that Xbox can really pull. I remember playing games like The Last of Us Part 2 on a PS4. That came out maybe what, a year or a few months before the PS6 came out, and I'm thinking to myself, as good as
PS5.
that game, yeah, yeah, for the PS5 came out, and I'm thinking to myself, as good as that game looks, do we need a PS5? This game looks freaking amazing. And that was the PS4 at that point was already out for like what, 5, 6 years, and they put out The Last of Us Part 2, and that game looked like a PS5 game on a PS4. And I was just like, man, like, do we like? I don't know. I just feel like this generational thing between consoles now just feels different. And I'm wondering, like, what's next? Are we going to keep getting consoles every 5, 6 years? Are we just going to move to say, hey, you know what? Maybe upgrade your hardware in your console, every couple of years, put in a new graphics card. I mean, I don't know if Sony or Microsoft will do that, but it's like, what are we doing with consoles now? It feels weird.
I
It
think
feels
the
weird now.
problem is not the system. I think the problem is the developers. That not enough good developers are releasing games. Like if you okay,
That's a
look,
good point.
EA, the people who do Assassin's Creed, they have a bad rep, but Assassin's Creed comes out great. But why did we have to wait? Was it 2 years after Ghost of Tsushima to get a
Mhm.
Japanese version of Assassin's Creed? You know what I'm trying to say? I think it's the
Yeah.
developers because the good thing about if you go back to the 360 days, okay,
Hmm.
games were more affordable and you had a whole plethora of games. Like sometimes you would go into GameStop and you would see like these 5 games that look cool, but because they're like 10, $20, you're like, ah, screw it, I'll take a chance on these. And you found the gem that you liked.
Yeah.
Now, with the minimum price of these games being $80, $90, you're less willing to take a chance.
That's true, honestly, even for me. And I know this is like a weird way to start off this podcast, guys, but it is what it is.
Yeah.
Um, I feel like at this point now, I go into GameStop and I feel like I'm just window shopping. Unless I'm there to buy something very specific, I usually just go there for the pop culture stuff. I look at the T-shirts, I look at the pops, the figurines, the collectibles, and then I'll glance at some games where I'm like, do I want to buy this? Nah, I can just play it on PlayStation Plus. I'm at the
Uh,
point now where that's how I play games. Most of my games.
See, I prefer the physical media. I prefer owning a physical copy of the game because when you own the physical copy of the game, they can't take it away from you. When you download, for any reason, PlayStation or the developer can take it away from you. They're like, nope, you only rented it.
Yeah, and even that's kind of getting a little blurred now with the way they're like controlling games and things like that. Because even essentially when you are, I think for the Nintendo Switch 2, like for example, when you buy a cartridge, it's not really even the game that's in that box. I still can't get over that WD-40 cup.
Oh, I love this thing.
I freaking love. You know what? I need to buy that and then take it to work one day and just start drinking out of it and see the faces on everybody at my job. Like, what are you doing? I'm done with
That's what I
life.
got.
Really?
Yeah, people were freaking out.
I'll be like, I'm done with life. I'm over it. And just
No,
start
you
doing
no, you gotta be like, man, my knee, it's just it's not working right. I figure throw a little WD-40 in there, it'll work right.
Oh, I gotta do that. Anybody who's listening to the audio version of this, Lowe's has a cup that's literally, it looks like WD-40 can. So you need to go to a video version of this podcast and check it out for sure.
So
Um,
let me explain to you how much it looks like a WD-40 can. I was walking around with the cup at work, and people were like, "Oh man, Carlos is working on something serious. He's got WD-40. He's got to be fixing something hardcore." And then when I drink out of the top of it, people are like, "What are you doing? Oh my god!" And I'm like, "Coffee cup."
uh,
But the
oh,
thing
well,
is, the thing has like greasy fingerprints and greasy spots on the cup, and it's
yeah.
actually textured, so you feel That
Oh,
those
really?
grease spots are like raised, so like it helps you get a good grip on the cup. But when you first do it, you're like, oh my god, the grease is. You feel the grease.
Yeah, you know what? That's funny because that's what makes it look even more real is the fact that there's grease spots all over it. If
Yeah,
it was just a regular WD-40 can, it would probably give it away a little bit more. But because of the grease spots, it's like when you first started drinking that, I had the wide eye, like, what is this man doing?
you're like, this
I
guy has lost it.
I actually have a cup that's similar to that. I actually stole it from my wife. I'll give it back to her later. I take this to work every. I don't know if you can see it, kind of.
Oh, I had the same one in the studio. Remember?
Really, you had this one too?
Yeah, yeah. Is that the Canon one or the Nikon one?
This is the. I think this is the. Oh, this one doesn't have a name on it.
Oh, you
I
got the
got this.
generic one.
I got the generic one from Amazon.
Because the one
Um.
I got was official from Canon.
Oh, really?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I
I
forget who
gotta
gave
see.
it to me.
I gotta see if I can find that. But yeah, I take it to work all the time. And people were looking at. Somebody literally thought they were like, "Why did you bring your camera lens to work?" and I
Yeah.
was like, and I was like, that's not a camera lens. That's my cup. But yeah. I gotta see if I can find more crazy cups like that. I love people reactions to my cups.
Oh yeah.
Um, but yeah, so getting back to the topic at hand. First off, guys, welcome to JHouze Radio, episode 109. Yeah, I know that was a kind of an interesting intro to it, but we figured why not just jump straight into conversation. Um, but yeah, we got a few things we want to talk about. Obviously, we're talking about gaming and the future of what that looks like. We're going to touch base on Ironheart. We're going to give our review on the first three episodes. And we have a few other topics that we want to talk about on today's episode as well. I am KJ, your host, and the man, the secret that you don't want to tell your mama. Los, my co host today. Um,
Hello, hello.
yes, we're in the house. Los, really quick question though. Did you get the Switch 2 yet? I don't know if I ever asked you that.
No, no, I'm actually waiting for it.
You're going to wait for yours? Okay.
Yeah, yeah. You know what I'm waiting for?
What?
To get the money for it.
Wow. I literally thought you were gonna be like, you know what I'm waiting for? Metro Prime 4 or this special
No.
accessory. He's like, no,
My
I'm just
wife
waiting to
is
get the
the big
money.
Switch person. So she definitely plays those games way more often than I do.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's very much her preferred system.
Okay. Yeah, I think honestly, I think it's the same for me. Like my wife is more of a Switch person. I play here and there too. There's some games I jump into, like the old school games, but this more so her thing. So I'm gonna wait for the holidays, probably. Just wait till like goes on sale or something like that, or get like a bundle during the holidays. So
Well, if rumors are true, you might be looking at a PS6 for Christmas.
they're talking about PS6 this year? No way. There's no
Yeah.
way.
Again, it's all rumors, bro. You know how rumors are.
Yeah. Yeah.
Rumors sometimes are 6 months ahead. So for all we know, it could be a summer thing of next year,
Yeah, that's true.
or a back to school thing of next year, or maybe it's just the beta testing that happens in December. But again, it's just a rumor.
Yeah, I don't know. Like I said, I mean, just this the console generation has been a little weird for me. I've actually been playing handheld mode more. Like I got the PlayStation Portal,
Oh,
and I
you heard the news about Xbox, right?
yes, they have a handheld coming out this fall or something like that, or this
Something
holiday.
like that.
I'm thinking about getting it. I'm thinking about getting it. I feel like this handheld is the handheld that I wanted the most because I play some Xbox Cloud. I play X Cloud a little bit here and there because they have a lot of great games on there. I play some Steam games and things like that. Because I right now I have a Steam Deck, and the X Cloud allows you to play games natively on the actual handheld, which is something that I've been wanting to get,
Right.
especially Xbox games. So I feel like I might get this handheld. Plus, I like to do a lot of like emulation and stuff like that too. So I might jump into it. But I feel like playing games handheld like has been something I've been doing a lot more lately because it's convenient. If I don't want to sit in front of my TV, if I'm out running errands or at work or something like that, I can just
Or
pop
you're
it out
dropping some
and
kids off at the pool.
yeah, yeah, exactly. You know
No, no,
how it is.
you know what dropping kids off at the pool means, right?
Of course,
A
you
laid
gotta
table.
you gotta go to Chi-Town sometimes, man. You gotta take your little
Exactly.
game with you. But yeah, I don't know. Like I said, it's interesting. We have a lot of changes going on in the gaming space right now with handhelds, Xbox games coming to PlayStation, a new Switch 2. So it's a lot going on. It's a lot going on for sure. So I guess we'll see where we go from here, basically. Um, all right, let's jump into our topics.
Wait, before we jump
Fantastic.
into the topics, let's quickly cover the two things we talked about that happened at Marvel. One, how
Okay.
do you feel about the Punisher being added to the next Spider-Man film?
I like it. Honestly, I was kind of hoping that with this Daredevil TV show that we got this year, I was hoping that we might have saw some Spider-Man universe, some more of a Spider-Man universe sprinkled in there. Maybe even saw Peter Parker walking down the street with a cup of coffee. I was kind of hoping to get a glimpse, something. But knowing that they're gonna mash up and what is it, a movie? I guess you said.
He's good. He's added to the movie, so he's part of that movie.
I freaking love it. I
Well,
love it. I love the Punisher character, the guy who plays him, Bernthal. He's an amazing actor. I think it's going to be great. I think it's going to be something that the movie needs to kind of just add a fresh take to the Spider-Man franchise. Um, the question is, are they going to let Punisher be Punisher? Because he's not PG-13.
yeah. Well, here's the thing. Do you know how Punisher was introduced into the MCU?
Not off the top of my head, no.
He was introduced as a bad guy for Spider-Man. Somebody
Oh,
told
okay, okay.
Punisher that Spider-Man was a bad guy, so Punisher went after Spider-Man, and then they
Mm,
eventually worked it out and went after the person who told Punisher Spider-Man's a bad guy. But initially, Punisher was a Spider-Man bad guy.
interesting. Do you think that might be the route that they might go with this new film, or
It would
what do
be
you think?
interesting, but it would also it would change Spider-Man's movies to something that's more ground level, street level, criminal stuff, like he is in the comic books, as opposed to fighting Thanos and going into outer space and shit. No, 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 seriously. I mean, I'm not saying that to be mean or a jerk or anything. It's just, on the comic book, he mostly deals with street level criminals. Like that's his bread and
Yeah,
butter. And then he deals with Doctor Octopus and Scorpion, blah 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 blah.
yeah.
But I'm curious if they want to bring him back down to earth.
Honestly, I kind of hope that they do because I mean, the last few Spider-Man movies have been great. I don't mind that. I just because of the fact that, like you said, we've been dealing with so much wizards and magic and space and so on and so forth, time travel. I would like a grounded Spider-Man. That the Spider-Man animated show that they did on Disney. What was the last one they did? Your friendly neighborhood Spider-Man,
Something
I
like
believe,
that.
something like that. One of the reasons why I like that so much because it felt grounded. It felt a little bit
Did you
more
see it?
grounded. I watched that first few episodes. I haven't finished it yet though.
Yes, it's your
I,
friendly neighborhood Spider-Man.
yeah, I think I'm in episode 3. I think.
Oh, I
I
saw
gotta
the
double
whole
check.
season.
Okay, okay, yeah, I love it so far. That art style is amazing. It's amazing.
It's
Um,
very much the Frank Ditko art style. You knew who Frank
I
Ditko was, right?
Yeah, yeah, I agree. I agree 100%. Um, I just I want the live action to feel like that because of the fact that, like I said, we haven't had a grounded Spider-Man in so long. I felt like everything is just this big, epic, mythological, like just type of feel, and I kind of want something just different. Something like you said, grounded, essentially. So I think it'll be a nice change of pace. I mean, I know Tom Holland said that if he came back I know there was a moment where he said he might not come back, but I know there was also a moment where he said if he came back, he wanted to do something different, something that meant something, and I think that would make more. I think that would make the most sense if we switch things up a little bit, slow it down a little bit, and really make him the neighborhood Spider-Man. He hasn't been a neighborhood Spider-Man in a while. At least it hasn't
Well,
felt like it.
the best he's ever been, more like a neighborhood Spider-Man, is when Neil Patrick Harris played Spider-Man.
Yeah, I agree.
Remember that series on MTV, Spider-Man, the new animated series?
Hmm.
So that's when he was the most street level. That I really liked and enjoyed.
Yeah, I think we need to go back to that. I think we need to go back to the basics, especially with the way Marvel has been lately. A lot of their films has, I feel like Spider-Man has been carrying Marvel. Spider-Man has been one of the most consistent um characters as far as like good films in Marvel in a very long time. Like even when Marvel, like this recent phase where Marvel was going through like an identity crisis and the last Spider-Man movie came out, it was amazing. You know, it had a lot of talk, a lot of rumors about the other Spider-Man coming back, so on and so forth. It was great. It was great. So Peter Parker has been literally holding down the fort for so long. Um, just give. I feel like we need to just get back to the basics with that character.
Well, I think a lot of it has to do with the main actor. I forget his name on top of my head.
Tom
Um,
Holland.
Tom Holland. I
Yeah,
think he's such a likable character that they invest extra time into keeping him likable.
yeah, I
I
agree.
think Spider-Man is just kind of like, I think with the writers and the producers, it's like a slow simmering stew or soup. You
Yeah,
know, let it cook, and then
yeah,
you come out with the perfect flavor.
I
Um,
agree.
I think that's what's going on with Spider-Man, and with your friendly neighborhood Spider-Man. Not that it was bad; it was pretty good, but
Hmm.
it wasn't as good as I thought it was going to be. But it was still good.
Okay.
Um,
I haven't finished it yet, but yeah, whenever I get a chance to finish, I'll
you're on what,
definitely.
episode 3?
Yeah,
On episode 5, that's when you're gonna be like, oh shit,
really.
yeah, yeah, it's good, it's good. It
Okay,
for me that Spider-Man is kind of a slow burn,
okay, okay.
but it's really good. It's really good. There's no bad episodes
Do we have a timetable of when this might come out? Possible timetable?
for the next Spider-Man movie.
Yeah.
Supposed to come out next year, I think. I could be wrong though. I haven't really followed up on a lot of those rumors. I will next
Okay.
podcast.
Okay.
Um, but yeah, that's one of the few rumors I haven't really been following.
Okay.
I'll catch something here or there, and that's it. But I really haven't gone past that.
I feel like with the way things are going right now, unless they're trying to get us ready for Secret Wars, maybe it'll come out before Secret Wars because
It is supposed to come out before Secret Wars because supposedly there are things in Spider-Man, Brand New Day, because that's what they're calling it, that is supposed to lead into Secret Wars.
okay.
And I don't, and supposedly it's not like a huge part of the story, but it is an important part of the story, as rumors go.
Okay. Okay.
But then again, rumors are rumors.
Rumors are rumors. You never know. You never know. Speaking of Marvel, the new Fantastic Four trailer. I feel like we've gotten like so many. You know what's interesting? So I know before I even jump into that, I feel like now we're getting these movies that come out and they're like trailer one, trailer five, trailer 2.0, trailer 10. I'm like, why? Why are we getting so many different trailers at
No,
this
what they
point? Just
do
show me the
is
movie.
there is two teaser trailers and two regular trailers. So you get four trailers for one movie.
Okay.
That is the
Yeah.
the norm for movie studios now.
Yeah, I'm starting to notice that we're getting more of that now. And me, I feel like when it gets to a certain point for me, I try to stop watching trailers. But because of the podcast, I got to do it. Actually, the trailer that we're not going to put up right now is going to be the first time I saw the last Fantastic Four trailer. This is the final trailer. It's my
Yeah,
first time seeing it. Um, but yeah, so since you already saw it, what's your thoughts of the final Fantastic Four trailer?
I'm actually less excited for the movie now.
Wow, that's not
Yeah,
good. Why is
I'm
that?
less excited for the movie. I think it has more to do with the 60s settings more than it has anything to do with the film itself. Um,
Hmm.
I'm not very fond of retro for retro's sake. Like, oh, let's just set this in the 60s in another universe. Like, I mean, like, it's great that they did little details, like when they looked on their watch, it has the scan lines like on an old CRT TV.
Yeah.
For people who don't know what a CRT TV is, the big butt TVs your grandparents still have.
The big butt TVs.
Yeah. Um,
Yeah.
I'm just not. I'm not very pleased with the aesthetics of it. You know. Um, and again, maybe it's just me, and I think this Invisible Woman is an ugly woman. That woman's hideous.
I think she's okay. She's not
Oh
bad.
God, no, she's ugly.
Um,
She's one of those at the bar. You be like, no, 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 give me more liquor.
I
She really is.
I am a little curious as to like I was surprised when we first heard about the Fantastic Four movie. I was a little curious as to why we were going so far back in time. I feel like there's a reason why we're starting at this
They're
time
in
period.
they're in an alternate universe.
Okay. Oh well, yeah, because I forgot at the end of the what was the other movie that we just saw? The end of the New Avengers. That's when they came to the current universe. I mean, I
Yes.
get that, but I just why that time period? I don't know. I feel like it's more than just that. I don't know. It's because, like you said, now that I'm watching the trailer, I kind of see what you're saying now. Where that what is it? The '60s aesthetic
Yeah.
does look a little awkward, weird.
I
I don't
mean,
know
like
what it is, and
it's
I don't
it,
mind it usually.
the thing is, there's a point where you can go too far back. You know, so we're talking 60 years ago, if my math is right. 60 years ago. That's how far back they're going, and I just don't think that there's anyone. The target audience for these movies weren't alive in the 60s. See what I'm trying to say?
Yeah,
And they don't care about the 60s. You could have done 80s, you could have done 70s, and I think people would have been a little more into it. But I
yeah.
think
I
the
think I would have
60s
liked
is
that.
just a little too far back. And I can understand they don't want to do the 80s because of Wonder Woman 1984. They don't want to do the 90s because of Captain Marvel. You know,
And the fact
so
that we've done '80s so many times, but I still never get tired of it. Um,
I would have liked it in the 90s. I think the 90s is far back enough to still give you that quote unquote retro whatever that these kids have. That these kids will be like,
yeah,
oh my god, that was in the 90s. That's so long ago. And then Gen
yeah,
Xers like me are like, that wasn't that long ago. And then you think
yeah.
about it, you're like, oh damn, it really was that long ago.
That was a long time ago.
Yeah.
Uh,
I,
yeah,
I just kind of feel like the 60s is too far back because they're like most of like none of us, the target audience wasn't alive in the 60s. There's no nostalgia for the 60s for the target audience, you know?
yeah. I mean, honestly, I wouldn't mind it. I mean, at first I didn't mind it. Like when I first heard, oh, it's gonna be in the '60s, I was like, okay, that could be interesting. But looking at the trailer now, because I feel like this trailer gives us more of an extensive look at the characters, them moving around, doing different things, being in more action shots, so on and so forth, wearing the outfits that they've been showing off in the posters and things like that. So I get a better view of the characters, and it looks a little janky. Like, I don't know if it's the special effects in terms of the trailer, but the special effects so far looks a little janky mixed in with the
It's
60s.
not that the special effects are actually pretty good, but the problem is no one is in love with the 60s aesthetic anymore.
Maybe
And
that's what it is. Maybe, yeah.
yeah, and the other thing is too is like I don't really see them playing like the Doors or the Rolling Stones or Clearance Clearwater Revival, or anything from Motown in these movies. Like I don't really see them playing a lot of the 60s music in that.
Yeah.
And here's the thing, unless you're a music head like myself, because I'm a DJ, most people be like, oh yeah, I heard that song in a commercial once, you know, or I heard that on that TV show. And they only know like a line because that's all they do before people start talking in the scene. You know what I'm trying to
Yeah,
say? And I
yeah,
kind of feel like we're 70s and 80s, you at the very least have songs that even the kids have heard because their parents or grandparents have played that music.
yeah. I feel like the 70s is like the last sweet spot that you can touch before you start getting to, all right, you're going back too far. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
yeah, exactly, exactly.
You
But
know,
the thing about the 70s is, at the very least, like the fashion is iconic. You know what I'm trying to say? And like you'll see like everything from the way the women styled their hairs to the way the men were, like they didn't quite have that 1940 suit on,
hmm,
but they had something special going on, like the fashion was distinct. You know what I'm trying to say?
I
Whereas the
agree.
60s is just too far back, where like again the target audience has no connection to it.
Yeah, it could be that. It could be that because I'm looking at it, I'm like, man, it just looks weird. Like I don't like it as much as I thought that I was, and I'm only just watching the trailer. I'm not even watching the movie. So
Listen, for all we know, the story could be so good we don't care that it's set in the 60s.
that's what I'm hoping.
And you know what? That's what I don't have faith in. And do you want to find out why?
Why not?
The first Fantastic Four movie, we're talking about the Roger Corman one. Great
Mm.
story, horrible. Have you seen that yet?
No, I've not seen it
Ah, dude.
yet.
And that was part of your homework assignment. Uh, and you know what? We're definitely gonna need to rewatch all the Fantastic Four movies when we do the Fantastic Four review. Um, but the Roger Corman one, great story, horrible effects, decent decent acting, and sometimes exemplary acting. Then you
Mm.
have the one with Jessica Alba. It was all right. Part
Yeah,
one. You get part two, and it was all right. Then you get Fan Four Stick, which felt like two totally different movies jammed together.
yeah. Fan
And
Why does that sound like like such an inappropriate film?
no, but think about it. Yeah, it's true though. But it
Meh.
said Fan, the number four,
Yeah,
and Stick. So Fan Four Stick. Look at the
I don't
poster.
know. Yeah,
Look
I
at
don't.
the
Yeah,
poster.
I don't know why. Let me actually see if I can pull that up for us. Let me see if I can find that. What year did that come out? That'll
Uh,
probably be easy to find it.
IMDb, I choose you.
You know what we should probably do, like you said. I think it would be a great idea to before we do like
2015.
our 2015
Yeah.
Fantastic Four 2015 poster. Let's see if we can find this bad boy. Um, I think I did find it. I just want to see the poster. Um,
Put that puppy on screen.
yeah, I'm gonna pop that up there if I can. I think that'd be a good idea for us to do a review of like Fantastic Four, like all the movies before the new one comes out.
Yeah,
I think we should do that.
absolutely.
All right, so this is what it looks like. Yeah, Fan Four Stick.
Or Stick.
Fan. Why did they do that? Fantastic. I,
Marketing.
I, I mean, I guess they were trying to like substitute the four for the A, but if you were somebody who's never heard of Fantastic Four, didn't read comics, and I walk in there and I'm somebody's grandma, I'm taking my grandson to go see this movie. I say, all right, I'm gonna go to the movies now. Can I get 2 tickets for Fant Four Stick, please?
Exactly.
2 tickets for Fant Four Stick now. Like,
Exactly.
ma'am, what are you talking about? That movie's not playing here. Yeah, it looks weird. It looks weird. I don't know why they did that, but yeah, I mean, I think it'd be a good idea for us to do like a review before the review of the new movie, just kind of going over the all the Fantastic Four history, some of the TV shows, maybe
Oh,
some
bro,
comic book
you don't want to go
history.
through the Fantastic Four history.
No,
In the comic books, you don't want to go through Fantastic Four. Put it to you this way,
we
okay?
can we can cliff note it.
Fantastic Four was the Hulk, Ghost Rider, Spider-Man, and Wolverine.
Did not know that. A
Yes.
random fact for the day, guys. Random fact for the day.
Yeah. So Fantastic Four is the history of Fantastic Four is bizarre because in the cartoons, they in one of, I think in the second version of the cartoons, they didn't have the rights to Johnny Storm, so they had to
Okay.
replace Johnny Storm with the robot. So the
Oh, really?
fantastic yes, that's why the robot is in the new Fantastic Four movie.
Oh, okay. Because I was like thinking, I'm like, where did this robot come from? Like, that's just like
It came from
pretty
one of the
random.
cartoons. Yeah.
Okay, that makes sense. That makes
So
sense.
yeah, and like their history is so long and so weird and so twisted. And one time they changed the name from Fantastic Four to the Future Foundation, and they wore all white suits, and Spider-Man was part of the team. It's just it's a lot. It's a lot. It's we're better off sticking to the history of the films, and whatever history of the films relates to a comic, we can talk about. But
Yeah, we can
it,
do that.
it's really just a bizarre bizarre thing. And at one point, Sue Storm fought all of the Avengers to defend her
Really?
son. Yes. And she was whooping their ass. Like
Jeez
people
Louise.
sleep on, the Invisible Girl, Invisible Woman, depending on what generation of the comic book you read.
Hmm.
Um, and she's a badass.
Really? Did not know that.
Yeah,
Did not know that.
she's a badass. She can take on Wolverine without a problem.
What? I
Yeah,
wonder. I wonder if they're going to represent her character in this film like that. I wonder.
uh, I don't know.
What
All
do
I
you
know is
think?
the Sue Storm they picked in this movie. She's hideous, bro. I'm sorry. Every time I look at her, I'm like, ugh.
The Sue Storm in this film though is an amazing actress though. Like
I
I've
don't
seen
care.
it.
She ugly,
I've seen a lot of her work. And
bro.
I mean,
The thing.
she plays a good bad guy. I've never seen her as a good guy though.
Here's the thing. The history of Fantastic Four. It's always been where Sue Storm was this knockout bombshell, and people are like, "Why are you with this nerd?" Understand? And so I
Uh,
think that woman needs to reflect that. And the woman in the new Fantastic Four, I'm like, ugh,
eh.
I think she's ugly. I'm telling you straight up, I think she's ugly.
We'll see,
People
man.
can
I
disagree
mean,
with me. People can agree with me. Everyone has their likes. The woman's ugly. If honestly, if we didn't have to watch that movie for the podcast, she would turn me off from watching that movie, from even wanting to go see that movie.
wow, really?
That's how hideous I think she is.
Jeez. Well, let's hope for your sake that it's at least entertaining. But yeah, Fantastic Four coming out
Look,
the
a
end of
good like
July.
the lady who plays Helena in the Thor Ragnarok. Okay,
Oh yeah, okay.
I don't think she's a very. I'm not saying she's ugly. I just don't think she's a very attractive woman.
Mhm.
But her performance made her a badass, and I enjoyed watching it.
Yeah, she really played that character well. Really played
Yeah,
that character well. Like you looked at that character and you was like, man, like she's really about to kill somebody, like for real,
yeah,
for real. Like she's really gonna give Thor a run for his money.
yes.
That's what she made you feel. So I
And
mean,
she was the original. She was the original person who wielded Mjolnir.
really,
Yes.
wow, didn't know that. Didn't know that. Interesting fact again. Los, I swear you're like full of facts today, for sure, for sure.
Dude, I do my research.
uh, yes, sir. So yeah, I mean, Fantastic Four. We're going to take another shot at it again in a few weeks. Like I said, guys, we're definitely going to talk about some of the films leading up to the probably the episode before our Fantastic Four review. Um, and hopefully this one is decent. And are you still? Am I still
Am I
live? Okay.
still?
Oh no, my screen froze for a second. I didn't know what happened. Um, but all right, so let's jump into our review of Ironheart.
Okay, so are we doing our normal formula? First non-spoiler, and then get into the spoilers.
Um, yeah, we can do that. Let's just
Okay.
do first non spoiler, and then yeah, we can
Do
do
you
that.
want to start? Or you want me to start?
I'll let you start. I'll let you
Okay.
start with this one.
Um, Enjoyable.
Okay.
Nothing really screams out at me like, "Wow, this is amazing." It is enjoyable. It is watchable. It has its funny moments, but it
Mhm.
has more stupid moments in it, and not stupid in the sense of um, I can't believe they said that. It's more like this doesn't feel too realistic. You know, it's a couple of spots. No, no, a couple spots in there where you just kind of feel like, that doesn't does not compute. Is the best way I'll put it.
Okay,
I love the surprise with the AI.
that was a nice touch. I did
That
like that.
was a real nice touch. I like the fact that Riri is much more relatable in certain ways. Um, it almost feels like they're telling a story of how some kid wound up selling drugs. Like, oh, I'll just do it so I can get this much money to buy
Yeah.
X, Y, and Z. You know what I'm trying to say? And it kind
I,
of feels like that pattern in the story is reflected in Ironheart, and it makes it relatable. I mean, how many kids? Because we were both when brought up in the best neighborhoods. How many kids
yeah.
do we know? And it's probably your case. It's you that
Mm.
were super smart. You know, were meant for better things, and they just unfortunately happen to be living in the ghetto. But they're going to get out. You know what I'm trying to say? Like
Yeah.
that feels real about her. Um, I feel like her vocabulary is too limited. I feel like they should expand her vocabulary only because they said she's been at MIT since she was 16 or something like that.
Yeah, you know what? I thought it was just me, and I felt like I was thinking that, but I didn't know how to verbalize that. I was thinking that the entire time I was watching this series. I was thinking that the entire time we were introduced to her in Black Panther. It was like, yeah, I
I
get
think
it.
she was
She's from
better written in Black Panther.
a little bit, right? Yeah, just
Yeah.
something was different about the way it was written in Black Panther in comparison to now. I don't know if it's because maybe we're deep diving into the character more now compared to before. Um, but yeah, it was like, and I get it. She's from the hood. Listen, I'm from the hood. I grew up in one of the worst cities to raise your kids. You know what I mean? Like, I grew up in a rough neighborhood, but even
Oh
me,
yeah.
I still managed to have some kind of intellect, even though I can still talk the slang whenever I feel like I want to, or when I'm hanging out with my boys. And I guess I was expecting Riri to be able to kind of switch back and forth a little bit more. I feel like it was
Well,
too
as
much.
we say, people who are born in a not too affluent community, let's just put it that way, that
Okay.
we do the job talk and then we do our real talk.
Yeah.
You know?
It's
Um,
probably the best way to put it, I guess. Yeah.
yeah, I mean, there's another term for the job talk that let's just keep it very non-racial,
Yeah.
and just our professional vocabulary and our normal vocabulary. Well, I kind
Exactly.
of feel like with Riri should have just thrown in a couple of, oh, but I digress, this little $5 words here and there to make her, because that's the world she essentially lives in
Yeah.
most of the time, and only in the summer and on Christmas she's back home in Chicago. Like, I feel like all the vocabulary is from her in Chicago, and none of it is from her being in MIT.
Yeah. I agree. I was, like I said, I was thinking about that. I just didn't know how to verbalize it. But yeah, I was just a little surprised to not see enough of that MIT training, not see enough of the educated girl who graduated high school insanely early, so on and so forth. Not saying that she can't be relatable and talk that hood language, so to speak, but I was just expecting a little bit more variety from her. I guess that's probably the best way to to
I
like say it.
I didn't so much expect variety. I expected more the for her to use more educated words sprinkled throughout her conversation. You know, where she can't help herself because she comes from MIT. You know,
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I
um,
think I was expecting a little bit more of that
right?
too.
And she doesn't
Honestly,
know she barely does any techno babble like she did in Black Panther 2. And I
yeah,
kind of feel like that's what you know. Because look, like Star Trek talks more scientific than her, and that's all made up shit. Star Wars
yeah.
is talks a little more scientific. where like, yeah, our light speed drive is burnt out from this gobbledygook, you
Yeah,
know.
yeah. Gobbledygook.
Yeah, I mean, I got stuck for a word because I'm not big enough of a Star Wars fan to remember their tech talk.
Nah, it's all
Um,
good. But yeah, yeah. I mean, I totally get what you're saying because, like you said, I was expecting that too. I was just expecting just a little bit more. I feel like they were trying so hard. I mean, I respect the relatability. I really do.
I do too.
Huh?
I do too.
Yeah, I definitely respect that. Honestly, it just watching this show and seeing her around her friends, around her family, in her hood, it made me feel like being back at home. It really did, and I really did appreciate that. Um, but yeah, I just wanted to just see a little bit more depth from her character. I feel like they focused so hard on the relatability that they forgot to like say, "Hey, listen, she has depth. She's smart. She knows science. Let this." I mean, she did have a few moments where she like mentioned something science related, but let her have more science conversations, like science babble back and forth with one of the characters. I was expecting to see more of that. Granted, it's only 3 episodes. I'm not sure how many we're getting. Um, but yeah, I just like for the first 3 episodes, I mean, I was expecting to at least see a little bit more of that because one of the things, and I'm not trying to compare her to Tony Stark, but one of the things that made Tony Stark so interesting is his mind. You know what I mean? Like, yes, he had his little quips here and there, he had his little jokes, but you enjoyed watching Tony Stark like just talk about what he's doing, talk about, his science and so on and so forth. Like that's something that made his character interesting. And I was expecting to see a little bit more of that from Riri.
See, like
We just didn't get it yet.
the thing about Stark that made him believable is he always included some of that scientific jargon in whatever he was doing.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
You
that's
know,
probably the best way to put it.
and it was just enough to make you go, "Oh yeah, he's smart,"
Yeah,
you know.
exactly, exactly.
And
That's yeah, that's the best way
I
to put
think
it.
it's been a disservice to Riri by not giving her that little bit of vocabulary.
I agree. I agree. I feel like, I mean, besides that, I feel like I don't want to make it sound like we're just ragging on the show. We're
No, no,
not.
no, no. We're not. We're
Um,
not. We're giving an honest. By the way, there's 6 episodes. We're giving our honest feelings, non-spoilery, about the show. We both agree it's entertaining. We both agree it's a decent show.
mhm.
Um, but it's just the little things that we wish she would have done to make us delve, to feel more emotionally connected to the character and feel more emotionally connected to her world, because with her having more college level vocabulary, it would make her feel a little more of the outsider in her own neighborhood. And it's things like that that would make her feel, that will make us feel more connected to her, because at everyone in the universe at some point has felt like an outsider. And
Okay.
that's pretty much all we're saying. I mean, correct me if I'm wrong.
No, I agree. I agree. I do have a very quick question, and I think it's kind of like a little Easter egg. What does this? What is the background of this poster remind you of? It's kind. I think it's an Easter egg from the Iron Man universe.
Actually, I was gonna say Spider-Man. When Mysterio did that whole dead Tony Iron Man suit haunting Peter, that's the vibes it gives me.
Okay, I can see that. I thought it was giving vibes, and this leads into spoilers a little bit. I'm not going to say yet. I thought it was giving me vibes of what was Iron Man's first villain called in the first movie? I forgot his name. Ironmonger or something.
Yes, Ironmonger.
Ironmonger. So there is a scene in the first Iron Man movie when Ironmonger is still attached to the wires in the warehouse, and Penny goes into the warehouse, and she's trying to find. I forgot the bad guy's name at this point. It's been so long.
Obadiah Stane.
Obadiah. She's trying to find Obadiah. She's looking for him. His He's in the suit. The suit is still attached to the wires. The eyes come on, and then he says something to Penny and chases her out the warehouse. And as he's walking, he breaks off the wires. So I think because of the
Oh, I can see
reference.
that. I can see that.
Yeah, I think that's where they got it. Because when I saw this poster, I was like, oh, that's Obadiah in his Iron Man suit from, I mean, in his suit from the first movie. So because of the reference of one of the characters in this show, I think that's why they show this particular figure in this particular position like that, because it's kind of a callback to that scene. That's just what I get from it. Um,
All right. So, do you are we giving a non-spoilery Chocolate Bunny review number, and then we're going into spoilers, or are we
um,
leaving the Chocolate Bunny numbers for the end?
let's leave it for the end. So anybody who hasn't seen it yet, I mean, the first three episodes are up now. We're just doing our initial review, and then at the end of the show, we'll give our final review. So we're gonna jump into just quick spoilers on the first three episodes. Yeah, so spoilers start now. Um, I had a point and I lost it.
Okay. So let me start with the spoilers.
Okay.
The referencing Wakanda was awesome. Um, I thought it was great. The
Mhm.
fact that she had to keep it quiet, I thought was great. Was a nice touch. It made you feel connected to Black Panther 2. Um, and the thing is about this series is you don't really get a lot of spoilers till the third episode. You know, the second episode is when the her a where she creates her AI and it's her dead best friend.
Yeah.
So she has her dead best friend as her AI.
Hmm.
Um, and it's really the third episode where we find out that the character Joe, who is actually Han Solo from the Solo movies.
I knew he looked familiar. I was like, what was he in? And I couldn't piece it together. And
Yeah.
you're right. He was Han Solo.
Yes. Is Ezekiel Stain, the
Yeah.
son of the Ironmonger,
That was a
Obadiah Stane.
nice that was a nice addition. I like how they're like essentially merging the spawn of Ironmonger and someone who's basically like coming from the shadow of Tony Stark, almost like his kids, so to speak. I guess you can say it's like the two kids becoming friends,
See,
kind of
but
thing.
do you know
You
what
know,
bothers me? That the kid from Iron Man, is it Iron Man 2 or Iron Man 3?
Iron Man 3.
The kid from the barn. He
Yeah.
doesn't show up anywhere. How come, you know, if Tony gave him all these scholarships and everything else, how come hasn't made his Iron Man suit?
Wow, that is a very good point. That's a
Like,
very good point.
story wise, he kind of fits as the son. And I can see as if he makes a suit, it will make Tony Stark's actual daughter be like, "Oh hell no, you are not taking my father's name."
You're
You
not
know,
you ain't taking my pop suit.
right? Whereas with Ironheart, you find out that she she isn't a fanboy of Iron Man. It was her stepdad, and to honor her stepdad who was shot and killed in a drive-by, she created her version of the Iron Man suit, or as they call it on the show, an Iron suit.
That was interesting fact that I found out in the show because this whole time I'm thinking she's just a diehard fan of Tony.
That's what I thought too.
I mean, she's more so a fan of his technology and the fact that, like you said, her stepdad was a fan, so she's like carrying on his work essentially. Um, but yeah, I was kind of surprised at that. I was a little surprised.
Yeah,
Um, yeah, I don't know. I feel like, I mean, the fact that Ironmonger's son is in the show made it even more interesting for me because now I'm kind of curious to see how that relationship is going to build over time, how that might play in the future of the MCU.
yeah.
Um, I don't know. For me,
Or just
this,
the future of Ironheart.
oh
Maybe
yeah,
he
just yeah,
maybe he's the tech guy who helps her, or the man in the chair, or the man in the van, however they call it. You know,
yeah. I feel like they're gonna build some kind of relationship where, like, yeah, he's gonna help her out now, and now they have that connection. Her connection with her stepdad and Tony, and his connection with his dad trying to kill Tony. Um, yeah, I feel like that's going to be a relationship that I'm looking forward to see. Um, I'm just gonna go out and say that yeah, my least favorite character in this show is Hood. Honestly, don't like him. Don't like him. I don't like him as an actor. I feel like a lot of his work that he does, he's just I don't know if it's even a term, but I feel like he overacts sometimes. He just does too much. He does the most, as the kids would say nowadays. Um, I don't like him as a character. He just doesn't look believable, and I get they want to make somebody relatable, because of where we are in Chicago.
I actually, I actually think that they want him to feel like an underhanded character, and I feel like the actor can't quite pull that
Yeah,
off.
I 100% agree. 100, and that's why I say I usually anytime that actor, what is his name by the way? His name is Manny Montana, I believe. Yeah, Manny Montana. No, it's not Manny Montana.
It is. Hold on, hold on. Anthony
Anthony
Ramos.
Ramos. Yes. Um, no disrespect to him, but I'm not a fan of his work. I don't think he's a good actor. And like you said, yeah, I feel like the role that what they expected him to do with that character, he just doesn't do it. He's just not doing it for me. He's not doing it for me as a bad guy. I thought the way that they were going was they were going to make it seem like he was the bad guy, but then eventually turn around and have Ironmonger's son really be the bad guy. But it doesn't seem like that's happening. So I don't know. I mean, Hood is just not doing it for me, really. I mean, I hope that things get interesting within the last three episodes. But
Do you know who's not doing it for me? The the two
oh
fighters.
yeah, yeah,
The
that too.
Yeah, I don't like them characters, but the
Mhm.
drag queen, great character.
Really, I'm not crazy about it.
Find out why I like it. I like the character because I think they use it the right way in the show. You know, where the character is used to punch up a
Hmm.
scene, understand, and the character's used the way the way an intelligent character is supposed to be used, sarcastic, funny, used when they needed to be, but not the focus. And because there's that little bit of sass in it, I kind of think that character's used effectively. Is he my favorite character on the show?
Hmm.
Absolutely not. But the character is used effectively on the show, so I do like that.
Okay, okay. I would have to say my favorite character in the show so far would have to be the AI, Natalie. I think that's my favorite character mainly because
Favorite.
that's your least favorite. It's my favorite mainly because of what you said. How the character you just mentioned, I forgot the character's name. The character you just mentioned, how they're used, to be the sass and so on and so forth. I like
Slug.
Slug, yeah. I like Natalie because I was waiting to see because of the fact that Tony had his AI, like and Jarvis became from that and everything. But that was such a
And then
Hmm?
Friday. And then
Oh
Friday.
yeah, yeah,
That was the name of the second
yeah,
AI,
yeah,
Gal
yeah.
Friday.
But yeah, the Tony made the AI aspect of having an iron suit just cool. So I was really looking forward to see what they were gonna do with Riri and her AI. Like that was the first thing I was thinking. Like, all right, who's gonna be her AI? How are they gonna do it? How they're gonna implement it, so on and so forth. They started off with the pencil at the beginning of the show from her university. I kind of wish they would have kept that. I thought that was cool. It kind of reminded me from it kind of reminded me of the little paperclip from the old school Windows software. It kind of
Yes.
reminded me of that.
Yes. Exactly.
But the paperclip was cool. I kind of wish they would have kept that. I thought it was interesting. But having Natalie is interesting because I just feel like being that you have that type of AI who has some kind of emotional connection to Riri, you can bounce off that and have so much fun with that. Like you can add so many different dynamics in terms of that, almost like Cortana and Master Chief in Halo, essentially. Like you can really build some interesting storylines from that relationship. in that regard. So for me, that's why that's my favorite character. Is she annoying? 100%. She definitely gets on my nerves a few times in the show. But I just think that dynamic of characters can really be something special for Riri and for the Ironheart franchise. I feel like they should lean on that and they can get like they can really pull some emotional heartstrings with those two characters in terms of this franchise, honestly, in my opinion.
And do you know why she's my least
Why
favorite?
why is she your least favorite?
Because it just feels like she's a digital reincarnation of her dead friend. Like there's no discovery. It isn't like, you know, somehow their connection and her researching on her Facebook page or whatever, builds the memories and the connection. It's just instantly like, oh yeah, my dead friend is back. Oh, I remember when we did
Yeah.
this when we were 6. How could you? And that's why she's my least favorite character, because things were given to the character as opposed to the character earning it.
Well, I think the reason why it came out with the memories is because essentially she created the AI from her brain, essentially. So it's almost as if it's like the memories of what they did together just got implanted into that AI. So it's almost as if like the AI felt like they were there. They felt like they had those memories because it came from her brain.
But here's the thing, okay? Take any of your childhood friends or take any
Mhm.
of your friends. Your memory of them isn't exactly them. And your memory of them wouldn't create the exact personality. You
Good
see what
point.
I'm saying?
Good point.
Like if it came together little by little and at the end of the series she was essentially a digital reincarnation, it's earned. And I'd be like, oh, that's cool. But it's just given to her like all of a sudden, hi, I'm back.
Yeah,
You know,
it's funny you say that because even with Riri, I was kind of hoping the same thing for Natalie. I was kind of hoping that when Natalie came, she would have some aspects of her friend because, like I said, her memories, but she would still be like very robot like because essentially she is AI. So I was kind of hoping for like I said, just more so robot like with the flair of Natalie in there, essentially. Maybe a little joke, a little reference, but yes, she's talking about the coolant for your suit. She's talking about, the axis of that you're flying, and if you fly too much to the left, you're going to lose this or not. But I was expecting a little bit more scientific talk because, almost like in the vein of Jarvis, but just from a Natalie
yeah,
perspective.
a little more Jarvis, a little less
Yeah,
best friend.
yeah. I mean, I was waiting for that to happen. I'm like, all right, she's doing this. She's acting a little silly. Okay, where's the Jarvis personality? And I know it's not fair to compare, but she's an AI. You know what I mean? She's an
Thank you.
AI. I want to see the AI personality in there, and I feel like we're not getting enough of it. So even though she's my favorite character, I'm hoping that over time it gets better because yes, it does just feel like a digital bestie at this point.
Yeah, and not only that, like she had an emotional breakdown and she
I
froze.
was a little confused by that. Why did that happen like that? I don't. I thought maybe it was just like a glitch or something. Maybe, possibly.
Yeah, but then you forget that she died in a drive-by, so she was shot. So she froze when she saw a gun, and not for nothing, but there's only so much of that I could. I would believe it more if it was a technical
That's what I thought it
malfunction.
was. Yeah, I
I didn't. I thought it
I
was
thought it was a
emotional.
technical malfunction, and then when she said the whole memory of the drive-by, I got a little upset about that because I'm like, once again, you're AI. Like you didn't go
Yeah,
through that yourself. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know. It's a lot of little things about the show that kind of I look at and I scratch my head like, why did you do that? Why did you do this? It's just very weird
and like
decisions.
when they had their best friend date, oh, we're going here, we're going there. Like, how do you remember this? Like, you're AI. You weren't there. That's not
Yeah,
your
I
memories.
and I get it. I feel like what they're trying to do is they're trying very hard not to be Tony Stark and Jarvis. They're trying hard not to do that again, but you can still do Tony Stark and Jarvis just from an ethnic perspective. You can still do it.
No, I think that She should have started out a little more robotic, and as they go down the episodes, let her become that best friend with her own personality and everything else. Because then she's earned it, and you're like, yes, we did this. Like you feel like they made a new relationship out of the ashes out of her friend's death, as opposed to yes, we are now just best friends again. I got reincarnated, except all digital.
You want to know the best reference they should have picked that up from? Um, Gamora from a different universe. Remember,
Yeah,
yeah, Gamora from a
yes,
different universe. She didn't have the memories. She had very similar personality, but she didn't have the memories. It was the same person, but she wasn't there. She didn't go through that. And then over time, you see Gamora, the new Gamora, start to warm up, to the other characters, and you start to see a little bit of the old Gamora kind of shine through, but yet she's still reserved. She's still standoffish because it's
yes,
not Gamora. Same thing with Natalie. It's not Natalie. It's just a shell of her. You know what I mean? And I really wish they would have
yeah.
leaned into that because it would have felt more realistic, more natural, essentially.
I 100%
You
agree
know,
with you.
so yeah. I mean, now that I'm saying all this, I'm like, man, is that really my favorite character now? It's making me wonder now.
No, because here's the thing: you could still love her for who she is, because you have to look at it as in like in comparison with the rest of the
Mhm.
show. When you see Natalie on screen, you're like, okay, this is Natalie makes the show interesting for me, as opposed to cousin John or whatever.
Cousin John.
Yeah, it's one of the characters'
Yeah, I
name.
forgot. Yeah.
His sidekick, or Slug, or blood sibling,
Oh
or Xavier,
yeah.
or what I'm trying to say. Like he could still, she could still be your favorite character because you're comparing her to the other ones.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's just that we feel the story is better served if it was a slower
Yeah,
build
I
up.
agree. And it sucks because I feel like if we had more episodes, we wouldn't have time to do it. But I feel like the producers don't have confidence in the character to give her too many episodes. That's why they're only giving it six, which I was very surprised at. But then again, each episode is like almost an hour long, so I guess it kind of balances out a little bit. Um,
But here's the thing, though. Remember, Ironheart was made
yeah, I
years
forgot
ago.
about that. You're right. Yeah, this was supposed to come out last year.
No, it was supposed to come out 6 months after Black Panther 2.
Oh yeah, you're right. You're right. You're right. I do remember that. I do remember that. Yeah.
And at that time, the shows were treated more like, a mini
Yeah,
series, 4 to 6
you're
episodes
right.
all the time. And now the standard online is 10, which I think is stupid. It should be 12.
Yeah, yeah. That's a good point. That makes sense now. That makes sense because it's like that. I think the movie it did come to a point where we thought they canceled it. I think they did. I
Yeah.
think they did. Like they shot a few scenes or episodes, whatever, and then I got word that they canceled it. So I just figured, all right, well, I guess we're never going to get Ironheart, and then all of a sudden,
No, no. The news was they canceled season 2,
mm,
and they put season 1 on the shelf, and they didn't know when it was going to be released. And when you and I had a conversation about that on air, we said, well, we guess it's
oh yeah,
canceled.
yeah, 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 because we just figured,
That's what it
yeah,
was.
because I think around that,
We just assumed.
yeah, because around that time, I think they were supposedly like canceling a lot of Marvel stuff that they were supposed to put out. But yeah, I mean, overall, I mean, it's only three episodes and it's still early. There's not really too much to touch on, besides everything that we already touched on. I mean, I'm gonna go ahead and give my score. I think so far, the first three episodes, I give it a C minus so far. Oh, not C minus.
No, no, we're on the top
Chocolate bunnies. What
scale.
am I talking about? You know why? Because I've been like having conversations with other people grading other movies that I've been watching lately, and I've been using like a grading system. Um, Out of five chocolate bunnies, five being the highest, two and a half chocolate bunnies.
I would give it 3 as of right now. Middle of the road, watchable, not too much to complain about, but nothing to brag
Yeah,
about.
I agree. I don't like the way the suit looked. I'm not crazy.
Oh, I
I'm
hate
not
the suit.
crazy about it. I mean, it's better than what the suit was in Wakanda Forever. It's much better than that because I thought that looked like a Power Ranger suit.
Um, don't insult Power Rangers like that, bro. Come on.
It looked okay,
You know
not
what it
Power Ranger,
looked
like a
like? It
bad Power
looked
Ranger
like
suit.
it looked like a bad Robotech suit.
Yeah, yeah. It didn't look good, and I don't understand. We've had so many years of Tony Stark. We even had an Iron Spider-Man suit. You guys can't give me a good Ironheart suit. Wait, what's going on? Why can't we not get a good Ironheart suit?
And I understand they want to preserve Tony's genius, and that's why his suit is so much smaller. But like, why does she need like shoulder pads, like like a linebacker?
Yeah,
You know what I'm trying to say? The suit should not have shoulder pads
that's
like
my
that.
problem with the suit. The girl is like 5'2", and the suit is like 8 feet tall. Like, why is the suit like? I'm not saying it has to be her exact height. I can understand if she's 5'2", but when she puts the suit on, maybe goes up to like 5'5", 5'6", maybe whatever the case may be.
You could even do 5'8" if you say that the legs and the hands are a
Yeah,
little longer because the weapons are some
but
nonsense, you
no,
know?
that suit just looks ridiculously big. Why? It looks goofy. It looks bulky and goofy, and I don't like the way it looks. Like I said, it looks better than Wakanda Forever because that was horrible, but I still don't like the way the suit looks. I don't know what's going on with the design for that. I dislike it a lot,
Yeah, I agree.
and that, in my opinion, is kind of separating me a little bit from liking the show more because that's one thing I loved about Iron Man is that the suit was freaking cool, man. Like even the original one where it was just pretty plain in comparison to the other movies.
Silver.
But it had it had a swag to it. It had a style. It had something that represented the character. Her suit just looks like she just picked it up from somewhere out of the dumpster, spit cleaned it, and just I don't know. I'm not liking it. I'm not liking it.
I just don't like the shoulder pads. I don't like how it feels more like a toy as opposed to a suit
Yes.
of armor.
Best way to put it. Best way to put it. It feels like a toy. You know.
Yeah. Oh, one other spoiler we got to mention before, if we didn't quite made it clear, that is that. Oh no, we did make it clear. Ezekiel's Stain is the son of
Yeah.
Jebediah.
I did. Yeah.
We
Yeah, we
did
did talk
that.
about that. I thought that was nice. A nice addition. And like I said, I'm hoping that Riri and him team up and I want to see more from that tag team. Like even in the future Marvel movies or TV shows.
Their chemistry
I
is
do like their
good.
chemistry. I think
Their chemistry is
100%.
great.
I think that's probably the best thing in this show right now. Like the scene where they were sitting in the kitchen talking, loved it. I loved it. I was really
Yeah.
I was engaged. I was like, wow, this is really good. And then him talking about his story with his dad, and I was invested. Out of all 3 episodes, that was the one scene that made me sit there and be like, wow, I'm locked in. I want to see more.
Yeah. And the thing is, they have better chemistry than her and her
A
resurrected
hundred
best
percent
friend.
agree. 100% agree. You know, and then when he was like, "Hey, are we best friends?" and I'm like, "Yes, be best friends. I want to see more. I want to see
Yeah.
more of this because
I agree.
that connection, magic. Loved it, loved it. So I'm really
Yes.
hoping that we can see them more on screen for sure. Like I said, you know,
Oh, and when You Ought to Know came on the radio,
you want to know came on the radio.
yeah, You Ought to Know, when he goes, "Oh, I didn't think
Oh
you
yeah,
were
yeah, yeah,
a
yeah.
Morissette fan," and they're singing the song. I was like, bro, when that episode ended, I
Yeah,
let the
me
song
too,
play.
me too. I actually turned the volume up and just let it play. Like I will admit, if there's not a lot of great things in the show, I love the soundtrack. The soundtrack from these 3
Yeah.
episodes, Chef's Kiss, amazing. I loved it. I did notice that Ryan Coogler didn't play as big of a role in this film. He was just the executive producer instead of the director of this show so far. I wonder if that has something to do with it. And he kind of like he played a role, but he kind of gave the keys to someone else to let them take part.
Well, remember, it was made at the beginning of the Marvel TV run. So maybe at that point he wanted to be a producer. Then later on, he was like, you know what, it's kind of this is not my thing. I'd rather
Yeah,
direct.
maybe. Yeah,
You never know.
I wonder how different it would have been if he was the head of the table of this show. Like if he just directed it himself. I wonder how different it would have been. But like I said, not that we're trying to trash it. We're just being honest, and I think it's just okay.
Honest
Honest
curiosity.
curiosity. There you go. 2.5 chocolate bunnies for me. I'm hoping the last 3 episodes are going to be a little better, and I want to see more character development, especially from Natalie, and just all the characters in general. And I hope the suit looks a little better by the last episode because yeah, I'm just not digging it.
We know it's not.
Probably not. So yeah, that is our. Oh wait, did you give? Oh, yeah, you gave your chocolate bunnies already, right?
Yes, three
Three
chocolate bunnies for
chocolate
me.
bunnies. So yeah, that is our review of Ironheart. Like I said, once we get the last 3 episodes of Ironheart dropping, give you guys a few review of the show in its entirety. Yeah, we'll take it from there. Los,
All right.
oh, go ahead. Sorry.
I was gonna say we up next is
Yes, I was
recommendations,
going to
right?
ask you. Do you have any recommendations you want to leave for the beautiful people before we get out of here today?
I have two, so why don't you go first?
Okay. I was not ready for me to go first.
Okay, I'll go. I'll
Okay.
go. I'll go. Okay. So there is a channel on YouTube called Dust. And what it does is it highlights all these short sci-fi films that many people make.
Okay.
You know, as a filmmaker, you always start out making shorts, and then from shorts you go on to
Mhm.
something bigger. So there's two that I recommend. Okay, hold on. Oop, that's the wrong one. Oh shit! I only got one of them. Okay, so there's one called Parallel Man. Okay, um, it is such, such a good
Okay.
short, and it's so good that when it ends, you're like, "Fuck, I need more." It is so
Really?
good. It is about how there is one Earth that invades parallel Earths to take it over and steal resources and conquer. So it's one evil Earth that spreads out to other parallel Earths.
Hmm.
And this one agent switches sides and he wants to protect our Earth.
Interesting. Okay. And
Um,
what is it called again?
it's on the Dust,
Mm.
DUST, Dust YouTube channel. And the short film is called Parallel Man.
Parallel Man. I'm gonna add that.
It's animated. It is really good. Their implementation of sci-fi is awesome. Do you know who John Cho
Yes.
is? John Cho is the main lead voice actor.
Really? I've actually been
Yes.
liking his work
And
lately. He's been like outside of like I mean I did love Harold and Kumar, but after Harold and Kumar, I feel like he's just evolved. He's been doing so much like amazing work.
yes. Lance Reddick from John Wick is in this, and Ming Na Wen. Everyone knows Ming Na Wen.
Ming
Do you know who she
Me
is?
now when she
Do you remember her in Boba
oh
Fett
yeah, she's awesome.
and in Mandalorian and in Agents of Shield and in Stargate
Hmm.
Universe and in Mulan? And this woman has a long, long, a huge
She has
body
a
of work.
laundry list of amazing work.
Yes, yes,
Wow. Okay.
and she's not scared of sci-fi, where a lot of actors
Yeah,
are.
because sci-fi gets a bad rap for being cheesy, corny, poor quality. You know what I mean? But I feel like sci-fi has been trying to kick it up a little bit, like kind of been getting in people's good graces or interest lately.
the, the thing that people don't understand with sci-fi, you get to tell stories that you want to tell about everyday people, but you can't because it sounds preachy.
Very true.
So you can do it in sci-fi and it makes sense. For example, you couldn't do a story where a Vietnam vet's, you know, daughter falls in love with a Vietnamese guy and then it all seems racist. But you can do a story where, you know, this guy who fought Romulans, you know, is upset because his daughter fell in love with a Romulan man.
Oh wow.
You know, it's still racist, but you can tell the story and it seems
Yeah,
different.
yeah, I agree.
You know, so that's why sci-fi is great because you can explore stories you normally couldn't.
Good point. Good point. And then what is this one called again? One more time for the people. Parallel
Parallel
Man.
Man.
I'm actually adding this to my
It was
list right now.
really this thing was released in
Oh
2022.
yeah.
Um, yeah, hold on. Let me get the name of the studio. Give me 1 second because the studio is called Future Dude Entertainment, and if you go to their website, they are actually about to release a documentary on the Eagle, which is a shuttle from a TV show called Space 1999.
Interesting.
Um, if you see the ship, it seems really practical. It seems like something that we would build today to use on the moon, to use for other things. But this cartoon in
Mhm.
particular, awesome, full of
You know what it
action.
kind of reminds me of? The art style kind of looks like something from like Archie or something. Kind of
Um,
like an Archie cartoon show or something.
it reminds me more of the Eon Flux.
Oh yeah, Eon Flux. Yep. Good point. Good point. This looks really good. Side note: anybody who's listened to the audio version, check out the video version.
It is such a good cartoon, and it's 12 minutes long.
Really? That's it? The
That's
action
it.
makes it looks like it's like
12
an
minutes.
hour long. It looks like it's a lot going on in this.
Uh, bro, you watch this and you feel like, because the story's so good, you feel like it's longer than it is in a
Mm,
good way. And when it's over, you're actually upset. But if you want to continue the story, there's a comic book on this.
interesting.
I don't know where you can buy it. I don't know where you can look for it. I don't know if it's available on Comixology, but it's out there for you to purchase.
This looks very good. Like I gotta play this on my TV in like 4K because man, that looks good.
It is 100% something to watch on the TV.
Yeah, this looks good. Definitely check this out for sure,
Yeah,
guys. Parallel Man, by the studio Infinite. What is that? Infinite Dude, Future Dude,
Future Dude, Future Dude
Future
Entertainment.
Dude
Yeah,
Entertainment. That looks good. I actually just added it to my watch list, which is like 1,000 shows and movies at this point.
yeah. And what I like about Future Dude Entertainment is the guy who owns and runs it is somebody you wouldn't expect.
Really?
Yeah, and you want to
Why
find out
so?
why? When you see things like this, most people go, "Oh, a white
Uh-huh.
guy did it," right? Oh, it's a black man.
Really?
Yes. And he he speaks of his love of sci-fi in such a way that you're like, damn, this man is passionate about sci-fi. You know, and it's not a like, you know, I live in my parents' basement
Yeah.
type of thing, you know. It is a very educated man speaking about, you know, what sci-fi is, why he loves it, and why he creates the type of sci-fi that he does. And dude, and I've literally put it to you this way: I enjoyed this so
Mm.
much. I looked up Future Dude Entertainment, then I found out about his documentary, and I looked up in his trailers about his documentary, and I looked on his YouTube channel for Future Dude
Mm.
Entertainment, and I was like, damn, this guy really like loves storytelling and sci-fi. And I watched like 2 interviews with him.
Wow.
You know, yeah, like wow, absolutely like worth the watch.
Okay.
100% worth the watch.
Yeah, if it's only 11 minutes long or however many minutes you said
Well,
that just looks like it's action packed for 12 minutes. It really does.
it is the slowest the slowest time in the story is the last 30 seconds and the first
Mm,
45 seconds. After that is all action.
jeez. Yeah.
And intelligent action. Like it isn't like dumb, like get to the chopper. No, it is intelligent action. Like where you're like, damn, this guy's a
Hey, man,
thinker, you
getting to
know?
the chopper takes a lot of brain smarts, man. All right.
Get
Get
down,
down.
get down.
Get down. JHouze Radio. Um, jeez Louise. But yeah,
And your recommendation?
my recommendation is pretty random. It's pretty random. How to Train a Dragon. Did you ever see that cartoon?
I saw the cartoon, not the live action.
So I just recently saw the live action. Never saw the cartoon. I have no reference going into this film. This film is awesome, freaking awesome. And I knew about the cartoon. I saw clips here and there. Didn't really care to watch it. I heard the live action was coming out. Didn't really care to watch it. My wife is a huge fan of How to Train a Dragon, the animated film. She was like, "We're gonna go see this. We're gonna go see this. You gotta go with me." I'm like, all right, whatever."
Yo, the animated film is
I
so
heard,
good.
I heard that I didn't realize that I didn't realize it was that good. I really didn't realize it was that serious. This film,
And a lot of the voice
mhm.
actors acted in the live version.
Really, I didn't know. You know what? I looked at the animated characters in reference to the characters in the live action. They look just like the animated characters, just like them. Like it looks like they just did some kind of machine learning AI and technology and just made the animated characters human beings because they all look like the characters in the animated film. It
Yeah.
was just amazing. It's uncanny. Um, Casting directors, they don't get enough love, man. Like some casting directors out there are just freaking amazing. Um, but yeah, this film, the flying scenes in this film literally had me go, "Whoa," multiple times. I don't
Yeah.
do that very often for a film, especially for something that would technically be considered a kid film. I literally was, and I'm not even over exaggerating. I was on the edge of my seat for some of those flying scenes. I was just like, "Whoa, he's about to die," and it was just this has to be the most fun I've had in the movies this year so far, and that's big. That is big.
And here's something that you'll like to know. Even though this closely follows the animated film, there are differences.
I probably would figure that they probably would be, yeah. It's kind of makes me want to go back to watch the animated film now. It really does because I was just
Like
blown away.
the girlfriend in the live action How to
Yeah.
Train Your Dragon is less tough than she is in the animated one.
Less tough, really? Wow.
Yes. Yes. She's a little more spunky in the animated
Oh,
one.
okay, okay. I guess they had to make her a little softy because it's live action.
No, I honestly think it's the difference. It's there's certain things you can express in animated, you know, that you can get away with that is just not physically possible with a human. And I think that is really what the difference is. Like I've seen clips and scenes and I've compared both because I'm that
Mhm.
kind of geek. Um, but I think it more comes to do with the expression that you can do with animation that you can't do in real life.
Okay, makes sense. Makes sense. Um, yeah, I mean, this is a recommendation, and this is coming from somebody who did not see the original. I'm thinking about going back to watch the animated version. I'm actually thinking about going to take the kids to go see this and go watch this a second time. This, like I said, this is a great popcorn flick. This is a great summer flick. I will go on a limb and say that this is one of my favorite films I've seen this year so far. 100%.
And you know who's in this film?
Oh,
Remember the fat kid from Deadpool
yes.
2?
I
Not
yeah,
Prison Pocket. He's in this
you
movie.
know, I saw him and I was like, "Where do I know him from?" And I could not figure it out. But yes, he's the kid from Deadpool too. We also have this is Sparta in this film too.
Yeah,
Gerard Butler.
Gerard Butler. Well, he played the father in the
Oh, you
animated
did?
one too.
He
Yeah,
he looked great in this film. He's obviously a little chunkier, and the beard kind of covers up his look a little bit. But I immediately knew it was him the minute I saw him. I was like, "Yeah, that's my guy. That's my guy right there." So yeah, that is my recommendation. How to Slay a Dragon. Go see it, man. It's freaking fun. Like I told you, it's literally the most fun I've had in theaters so far this year. It's probably going to be one of my top films of this year. Probably next episode, I think we should probably talk about, because I just realized we're halfway through the year, which is kind of
yeah.
insane. I think we should have an episode.
Well, what's insane is that we haven't done a lot of podcasts this year.
Yeah, that
That's
is kind of
insane.
insane. It's life has been lifing, to say the least. It's been a hectic year trying to get back on track with the podcasting. Yeah, just trying to get back on track with things. But I think next episode, I think since we're halfway through the year, I think we should really talk about like what's some of the best content that we've enjoyed so far, best movies, video games, TV shows, things that we've loved this year so far to this date, since we're at the halfway mark. But yeah, 100% How to Train a Dragon live action. My recommendation, one of my favorite films of the year so far. So, with that said, we're gonna get ready to head out of here. We really do appreciate you guys checking us out. If you listen to the audio version, make sure you guys leave a review, leave a comment. If you guys are watching the video version on YouTube, like, subscribe, all those good things. Leave your favorite emoji in the description, whatever you want to leave there. Check out our Patreon, patreon.com/, the JHouze. We got to make sure Los gets his coffee. Um,
Yes. In my
yeah,
WD
in
40
your
cup.
in your WD-40 cup for sure. Yeah, so it's been a great episode. We really do appreciate you guys. We'll definitely catch you guys in next episode. We're going to talk about our favorite content of the year so far, and then pretty soon we got two big movies coming up. We're going to be talking about Superman and Fantastic Four. So definitely want to subscribe for that, and we're going to catch you guys later.